Kovind on the eve of India's 73rd Independence Day. Dear fellow citizens, I offer my greetings on the eve of our 73rd Independence Day. This is a happy and emotional day for all children of Mother India, whether living at home or abroad. We remember with gratitude the countless freedom fighters and revolutionaries who struggled, strived, and made heroic sacrifices to win us our freedom from colonial rule. We complete 72 years as a free nation at a very special juncture. In a few weeks' time from now, on October 2nd, we will celebrate the 150th birth anniversary of the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, the guiding light of our successful effort to liberate our nation and of our continuing effort to reform our society of all inequalities. Contemporary India is very different from the India in which Mahatma Gandhi lived and worked. Even so, Gandhiji remains extremely relevant. In his advocacy of sustainability, ecological sensitivity, and living in harmony with nature, he anticipated pressing challenges of our times. When we design and deliver welfare programs for our disadvantaged fellow citizens and families, when we seek to harness the power of the sun as renewable energy, we put Gandhian philosophy into action. This year also marks the 550th birth anniversary of one of the greatest, wisest, and the most influential Indians of all time, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He was the founder of Sikhism, but the reverence and respect he commands go far beyond just our Sikh brothers and sisters. They extend to millions of others in India and across the world. My best wishes to them on this pious occasion. Fellow citizens, the illustrious generation that led us to freedom did not perceive independence only in terms of transfer of political power. They consider it a stepping stone in a longer and larger process of nation building and national well-being. The objective was to improve the life of each individual, each family, and society as a whole. In this backdrop, I'm confident that the recent changes made in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh would be of immense benefit to those regions. They will enable the people to access and enjoy the same rights, same privileges, and same facilities as their fellow citizens in the rest of the country. This included progressive egalitarian laws and provisions related to the right of education, assessing public information through the right to information, reservations in education and employment and other facilities for traditionally deprived communities, and justice for our daughters by abolishing unequal practices such as instant triple talaq. Earlier this summer, the people of India participated in the 17th general election, the largest democratic exercise in human history. For this, I must congratulate our voters. They turned up at polling station in large numbers and with much enthusiasm. They gave us expression to their electoral rights as well as their electoral responsibility. Every election marks a new beginning. Every election is the renewal of India's collective hope and optimism. A hope and optimism that can be compared, I would say, to what we experienced on August 15, 1947. Now it is for all of us, everybody in India, to work together and take our cherished nation to new heights. In this regard, I'm happy to note that the recently concluded session of Parliament saw lengthy and productive sittings of both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Many important bills were passed in a spirit of cross-party cooperation and constructive debate. I am confident this is only an indicator of what the coming 5 years have in store. I also urge this culture percolates to all legislative assemblies. Why this is important? It is important not merely because the elected must be equal to the trust placed in them by the electors. It is also important because nation building, a continuous process of which independence was a key milestone, requires every institution, every stakeholders to work in tandem, to work in harmony, and to work in togetherness. Nation building, at the end of the day, is about creating that optimal partnership between voters and their representatives, between citizens and their government, and between civil society and state. The state and the government have an important role here as a facilitator and an enabler. As such, it is critical for our key institutions and the policy makers to study and appreciate the message being sent by citizens and to be responsive to the thoughts and wishes of our people. As the President of India, it is my privilege to travel all over our country to our diverse states and regions and meet fellow Indians from all walks of life. Indians can be very different in their taste and habits, but Indians share the same dreams. Before 1947, the dreams were for a free India. Today, the dreams are for accelerated development, for effective and transparent governance, and yet for a smaller footprint of government in our everyday lives. Fellow citizens, I have spoken so far of how state and society, government and citizen must see each other and must cooperate with each other. I would love to turn to how we Indians should see one another, how we should have the same expectations from and regard for fellow citizens as we would expect them to have for us. Through the millennia and through the centuries, India has rarely been a judgmental society. Rather, it has had an easygoing, live and let live organizing principle. We respect each other's identity, whether born of region, language, or faith, or even in the absence of faith. India's history and destiny, India's legacy and future are a function of coexistence and conciliation, of reform and reconciliation, of expanding our hearts and embracing the ideas of others. This spirit of cooperation is what we bring to our diplomatic endeavors as well, as we gladly share our experience and our strength with partner countries in every continent, at home and abroad, in domestic discourse and in foreign policy. Let us always be conscious of the magic and uniqueness of India. We are a young country, a society increasingly defined and shaped by our youth. The energies of our young are being channelized in so many directions. In a quest for excellence, from sport to science, from scholarship to soft skills, this is heartwarming. Nevertheless, the greatest gift we can give our young and our coming generation is to encourage and institutionalize our culture of curiosity, especially in the classroom. Let us listen to our children, for through them the future whispers to us. I say this with the confidence and belief that India will never lose its capacity to listen to the fabulous voice, that it will never lose sight of its ancient ideals, that it will forget neither its sense of fairness nor its sense of adventure. We Indians are a people who dare to explore the moon and Mars. We are also a people who persevere to create a loving habitat for free of every four wild tigers on our planet, because it is characteristic of Indianness to empathize with nature and with all living beings. Over 100 years ago, the inspirational poet Subramaniam Bharati gave voice to our freedom movement and its expansive goals in the following English translation from Tamil. I quote, "We will learn both scriptures and science. We will explore both heavens and oceans. We will unravel the mysteries of the moon. And we will sweep our streets clean too." Unquote. Fellow citizens, may those ideals and may that urge to learn and to listen to and to become better, may the curiosity and may the fatalism always be with us. May it always bless us and always bless India. With that, I once more wish you and your families all the very best on the eve of Independence Day. Thank you. Jai Hind. Dear friends, this was just the excerpt from the President's address to the nation. His full speech is available on the website of President of India, as well as on the mission's website. Thank you.
धन्यवाद सर। अब मेरा आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि जलपान की व्यवस्था की ओर अग्रसर हों एवं जलपान लेकर ही जाएं। एक बार फिर से आप सभी को 73वें स्वतंत्रता दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। जय हिंद। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम।